Hi, I'm Jen Marcus and welcome to your practice. Today's flow practice is a 30-minute practice and my goal is to get you upside down or at least entertaining the idea of going there. So wherever level you are, however long or not so long you've been practicing yoga, I just want you to come onto your mat, and the objective is to get you to move and flow, come to center, eliminate the outward chaos, and really calm what lies within. Let's control what we can through our practice. And if you have a block, grab a block and let's get started. So as you find yourself on your mat, if you have a block, go ahead and sit on a block just to elevate your hips a little bit, and that allows your knees to kind of fall out to the side and just have a very nice, easy external rotation in the thighs. Sometimes it's nice to just push on the thighs, lengthen forward to free up the hips, and then kind of snuggle back in there. And then find your sits bones rooting down, and close your eyes for a moment. And inhale, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, melt them down the back. And if it helps you get grounded, you can place your hands on your thighs, or even place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, just so that you can really tap in to the rhythm of your breath and the pulse of your beating heart. And right here, take several breaths, cultivating your Ujjayi pranayama. So starting to slightly, gently constrict the back of your throat and feeling this kind of audible breath that you can listen to during your practice. And that breath really helps to anchor your energy here. Let that breath be three-dimensional, so that as you expand your lungs on an inhale, you're thinking not just about the front of your rib cage, but the sides of your ribs and the back of your ribs as well. And then as you rest here, just kind of settling in, allowing yourself to arrive at your practice today. I want you to draw your awareness into your central energy channel. So in physiology, we may think of it as our spinal cord, but in yoga, it's more internal than that, and even that. So it's an energetic line that runs from the crown of your head all the way through your perineum and really toward the center of your body. And I want you to imagine this as a golden cord of light. So in yogic philosophy, we call this the Sushumna Nadi. It's our central energy channel, and nadis run throughout our body sort of like a wiring system of energy. And in yogic philosophy, we have tens of thousands of nadis, but we're just really going to focus on the main energy line here. And on your inhale, you'll draw prana or life force up through that energy channel. And as you release the apana on the exhale, you'll feel that energy sort of settle back in down the line of energy. And I just want you to breathe here and be conscious of that energy drawing up on an inhale and down on an exhale. We're going to revisit the Sushumna Nadi throughout our practice today. So just keep that in your mind's eye. Slowly open your eyes and inhale. Lift your heart, your fingertips, your gaze up to the sky. Look up, reach up. And exhale, hands through heart center. Good, and again, inhale, lift up. Exhale all the way back in. And one more time. Inhale up. Hold your fingertips shoulder height this time. Roll your shoulders down your back. And then lean over to one side and take a little side bend over to the right. Now rest your left sits bone down into the earth and smile your left rib cage open. And then on your inhale, come back up through center, and exhale, take your second side. One breath in. And exhale, reach a little bit farther, staying grounded through the sits bones. Inhale, back up. Exhale, come off your block and find your way into tabletop. And if you don't have a block, it's totally fine. Just find yourself onto your mat on all fours. So wrists underneath shoulders, fingertips spread wide apart. And on your inhale, smile your heart open, spread your sits bones to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, hug and round and melt the back of your heart to the sky. Inhale once again, smiling heart open. Exhale, hug and round and squeeze. Good, one more. Inhale. Exhale, hug and round. Inhale, come back through center. And I want you to curl your toes underneath you. Keep breathing, scoop your belly, find a neutral spine. And exhale, hover your knees just a little bit above the center of the mat. And breathe. Soften your shoulders down your back, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Notice what happens to the mind when you become uncomfortable. Can you come back to center? Can you continue to breathe? And can you soften into this moment? Can you even cultivate a little bit of gratitude? Take one more breath in. And on your exhale, press up and back to downward facing dog. And you can pedal out your legs here, pushing the mat away. Two strong arms, broaden your shoulder blades toward either side of the room. And then inhale, lift you up to tippy toes. So lift your heels up. And exhale, melt your heels down, softening knees. Take one more breath in here, long spine. And exhale, tiptoe forward toward the front of your space. So bring your feet about hip width apart. And inhale, come to a flat back. Spread your heart open. And exhale, round over to Uttanasana, forward fold. And again, inhale, flat back, shoulders on the back. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head falls to the earth. Soft knees here. Inhale, scoop your belly, lengthen heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. And then take Ragdoll Arms here. So fingertips around elbows. If there's another clasp or bind that feels good to you, shake out the head, yes or no. You could also alternately graze fingertips along the earth. Good, and then right here, I'd like you to bend your knees, keep the crown of your head heavy, and slowly, bone by bone, roll yourself to stand. And when you arrive, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, and melt them down your back. And then bring your toes together, heels slightly apart for classic Tadasana. So fan your fingertips wide, like rays of the sun. Really radiate that energy outward. Feel your heels rooting down into the earth. Spread your toes wide. Lift your quadriceps away from your kneecaps. Again, tuning into that Sushumna Nadi, so that length of the spine, energy through the core. Good, and then inhale, lift up, reach up, deep breath in. On your exhale, wide arms forward fold. Good, inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on floor or shins, shoulders on the back. Exhale, fingertips down, step your left foot back, right foot forward, come to a low lunge. Walk a railroad track with your feet, wrap your hip back, heart forward, deep breath in. Exhale, back knee comes down. Inhale, bring hands up to thighs. And then interlace, press your heart forward as you relax your shoulders down your back. Feel that opening on your right hip flexor there, belly lifts. And then inhale, option is sweep your arms up here. Lift your heart, strong belly, stay engaged through the core. And then exhale all the way back down. On your inhale, come to a low lunge. And on your exhale, come to a modified pyramid pose. So flex your foot, you can micro bend this front knee, but wrap your outer right hip in and back. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, come to low lunge. On your exhale, walk your fingertips forward and press to grounded airplane. Now you can have a block here to leverage yourself, or you could bring peace fingers onto the floor. And then level off your hips. And yes, even the teacher wobbles and falls sometimes. So ask yourself, if you're wobbly today, how am I dialoguing with myself? How am I speaking to myself when that happens. Am I getting down? Am I kind of beating myself up inside? Or am I just kind of laughing it off and moving on and staying in my practice? Take one more deep breath in, lengthen that left leg back. Exhale, forward fold. Root down through the feet and rise to the top. Big breath in, join your palms. Exhale, hands through heart center, reset the feet. Inhale, lift and reach up. Exhale, long spine to forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, this time right foot forward. Excuse me, correct foot back, left foot forward. Big breath in. And then exhale, knee down. Good, inhale, hands to thigh. Reach your heart open. And then stay or lift your arms to the sky. Inhale, open up your heart. Exhale, hands down. Right here, you'll lift a low lunge once again. Energize and ignite that back leg. Reach your heart forward. Deep breath in. And then exhale, press back. Soften that knee. Wrap your outer left hip back. Flat back for an inhale. Forward fold for an exhale. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, low lunge. See where you're going. And then walk fingertips forward onto the mat or your block as you press to grounded airplane. Level off your hips, lift your standing hip and energize that back leg. Belly pulls in for one breath in. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, root down and rise to the top. Deep breath in. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we're moving on into our classic Sun A. So inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, exhale, walk your way back to a plank pose. Heels back, heart forward. Fire up your arms, but micro bend your elbows so you have a little bit of buoyancy there. Scoop your belly for a breath in. On your exhale, slowly lower yourself all the way to your belly. Reach the tops of your feet down, forehead down. Bring your hands by your rib cage. On your inhale, lift your right leg and traction it back behind you. So feel your leg getting longer, and then exhale, set the toenails down. Left leg lifts on an inhale, lengthen it back. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, little tiny baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Keep the back of your neck long, but reach your heart forward. Head of the arm bones back here, breath in. And exhale down. This time, little mama cobra. Inhale, maybe a little bit higher. Keep your arm bones reaching back. Breath in. Exhale down. This time, press all the way to high cobra. So you could straighten your arms or keep the elbows slightly bent. Roll head of the arm bones back. Notice what can happen with the neck here. So look forward rather than up. Good, and then option here to look over your right shoulder and look over the left shoulder. Come back to center, inhale deeply. Exhale by way of tabletop. Curl your toes under and roll back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Big inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale through the nose. And maybe on your exhale, stick out your tongue and do a lion's breath out the mouth. Just letting energy go. One more just like that. Big breath in. Lion's breath, exhale. On your inhale, bend your knees. Look forward, breath in. On your exhale, tiptoe, walk, or float. Front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands through heart center, come all the way back down. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, this time step back to plank or come to chaturanga. So let's come back to plank for an inhale and exhale, lower halfway down. Chaturanga, upper elbows are in. Modify with knees down if you want to, but pull your belly in. And then press to high cobra with lifted thighs or, upward facing dog with lifted thighs or high cobra with thighs down. Take one more breath in, strong arms. And exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog.
3 breaths here. Find your stillness, find traction through your spine, strong arms, strong legs. And rather than feeling a sense of anticipation, see if you can just settle in to the beauty of this pose and all the benefits it brings you. One more big breath here. Exhale completely. And then inhale, reach your right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrist, push the mat away. One more time, breath in. Knee to nose, breath out. Inhale up. And exhale, step all the way through. Coming into a low lunge. Keep your railroad track arms and inhale, lift to crescent lunge. So soften your back knee down, pull your belly in, lengthen to the sky, breath in. On your exhale, airplane arms hinge at the torso and lengthen forward. Airplane lunge. Inhale up. And exhale back to airplane arms. One more time, inhale crescent. Exhale airplane lunge. Listen carefully. Left arm is going to sweep you to star pose. So wide arms, heels and toes out, breath in. Exhale down to goddess pose. Bend your knees and bring arms to prayer. Good, and you can wiggle side to side, bring your hands onto your thighs, push 2 straight arms away. Big breath in. Exhale, right shoulder down, look over the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale toward the right. Inhale center. Exhale back to goddess pose. Good, inhale back up to star. Exhale, pivot your feet toward the front of your mat and come to warrior 2. Make sure your stance is nice and wide. Front heel lines up with back arch. Make sure you're pushing strongly through that back leg. Really press into it. And you can straighten and bend if this is your first kind of lunge of the day, especially if you're moving for the first time of the day. Lengthen arms forward or out to the sides. Melt shoulders down the back. Gaze over the fingertips. Perhaps come a bit deeper, but lift your spine away from your pelvis. So really traction out the spine by elongating. Stay low in your lunge, flip your front palm and lift to reverse warrior. Take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out, stay. Inhale, straighten your front leg and exhale, bend, cartwheel all the way down. You're coming into your lunge. On your inhale, press back to plank. On your exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale up to the up dog. And exhale back, down dog. Inhale, left side, reach up, lift up, breath in. On your exhale, knee to nose, breath out. Inhale, press up and back. And exhale, knee to nose, hug round, push the earth away. One more time, breath in. Breath out, knee to nose. This time, breath in, really extend that leg behind you. And exhale, press forward, low lunge. Stay low and grounded in your lunge. Find strength in your legs and then lift to crescent lunge. So proud heart. Notice the tendency though to flare the low back. So see if you can draw your ribcage in, feel connected to the core, even if it means softening that back knee a little bit. Once you have it, maybe start to straighten the back leg, but don't compromise that integrity of your core. Take one more deep breath in, and exhale, hinge forward, airplane lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. And exhale, airplane arms reach behind you. One more time, breath in. Breath out. Listen carefully, stay where you are. I'm just pivoting so that you can see me when I turn. You're gonna use your right arm and then inhale, sweep to goddess pose. Excuse me, star pose. Breath in. Exhale, goddess pose, come all the way down. Really nice, stay here. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center. And again, inhale up. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more time, get lower if you can. Inhale, tailbone drops. Exhale, belly pulls to center. Option here to stay or widen the arms. And then lift up to star pose. And exhale, warrior two, left leg forward, right leg back. Good, so feel that same expansion, that same groundedness. Push your front knee out over your fourth toe and ignite your outer hip by drawing it in and back. And then that back leg stays strong, stabilizing you. Stay low in this lunge and inhale, lift to a reverse warrior. Breath in. Exhale, stay for your breath out. And then inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, spiral down, cartwheel, and find your Vinyasa. So pressing back to plank, finding your Chaturanga, and meeting me back in downward facing dog. Good, and we're gonna flow through that again, layering on a little bit. So take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out your mouth, let it go. And then let's go together. Inhale, breath to movement, lift up, reach up, split dog. One knee to nose, exhale, curl and round. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Left arm leads you to star pose. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess pose, lower. Inhale, back out. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel down, step back, and press through your Vinyasa. You can lift one leg and lower to Ekapada Chaturanga if you like. Again, your Vinyasa could just be tabletop, back to downward facing dog. Modify if you want, or just skip it and go right back to downward facing dog. Let's go right into the left side. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step all the way through, find a low lunge. And then inhale, lift and press up, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. I'm turning away from you just for a moment. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess pose, stay. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, draw them to heart center. Stay or widen your arms, option to lift your heels and find balance. Get low for 4, find your strength for 3, breathe for 2, and 1 is warrior 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, straighten the front leg, and just cartwheel down, finding your Vinyasa. So nice, you guys. Finding that transition that clears the past, paves the way for the future, and brings you into the present moment. Deep breath in and downward facing dog. Exhale, bend your knees, look between your fingertips, and step, walk, float to the front of your space. Take a halfway lift on your inhale. Take a forward fold on your exhale. Now bend your knees, sit your weight back, and inhale, sweep your arms to chair pose. So Uttanasana, weight is down, arms lift and lengthen. Find your shoulders drawing your back down your back. Good, and find your weight in your heels where you lift your toes, spread them wide, pull your belly in, get a little deeper. One more breath in. Exhale, airplane arms. Full moon arms sweep to the sides to reach up to the top. Breath in. Airplane arms, option to lift your heels to drinking bird. One more time, heels down, heart lifts, big breath in. Exhale, drinking bird. You have an option to hold here if you want. Keep lifting the heels, wobble like me. Still getting used to this carpeted surface in my basement here. And then stay or bring your hands to prayer. Good, stay or keep your ankles together, but pull your knees apart. Stay here or press your hands down, shoulder width apart. Squeeze your inner thighs on your triceps, round your back body, and work on Bakasana. So if Bakasana, crow pose, is part of your practice, come into it. Otherwise, I'm gonna break it down for you. An option for Bakasana is to place a block right at the front of your mat, especially if you're nervous about hitting your head. This could also be a bolster, a pillow, anything that'll make you feel a little safer. Practicing arm balances at home is a great way to practice them because you can pause this video, practice over and over again. But just a little work here. You're gonna press again, energetically into the mat. Think chaturanga arms. And then let's come to bring feet together. And again, lift your heels, bend your knees, separate your knees. And then I want you to think about squeezing inner thighs to triceps and squeezing triceps into inner thighs. And you have those elbows at shoulder height, and you can work on one toe at a time, press it down, second toe, press it down. You are lifting your belly and opening the back body and just working that balance there. Now, in typical Vinyasa practice, especially Ashtanga, that's a 5-breath hold. 5 breaths is a very long time, so that's something to work for. But just play with that balance. And then when you're ready, Malasana. So we'll come to a Yogi Squat. I'm just gonna come face you. Heels down, triceps to inner thighs, shoulders down the back. Good, close your eyes, take a deep breath in. And an exhale out the mouth, let it go. One more deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Come to a wide-legged forward fold here. I just want you to widen your legs and sway side to side a little bit. So 30 minutes goes quickly, and I want to honor your time. So we're going to get right into kind of the bulk of our peak pose today. So come on down onto your knees and let me show you some options of where we're going today. We're going to play today with Bakasana and options for tripod headstand. Now, the reason why I love to teach inversions, especially when you're at home and you can practice against a wall, which is a very safe way to play, is that inversions really kick in the sense of playfulness. They kick in your inner child, that curiosity, and they can also be a really nice way, particularly headstands, of really centering and grounding your energy. So headstands are great for insomnia, they're great for anxiety, they're great to reduce stress and improve focus and concentration. So it's a really nice practice to cultivate, particularly at home, in my opinion. So tripod is a rather accessible headstand option to find. So for starters, let's just come to wide legs. And you're gonna come to a flat back, and if you need a block, you can balance yourself any height you need. So find that block and bring your feet hip width apart so that the outer edges of your feet are parallel. And come to a flat back here, and then press one hand onto the block or floor in front of you. I've got my right, this is probably your left hand. And you're gonna keep elongating your spine, but open yourself up into a twist. Good, breath in. And breath out, come all the way back and we'll switch it out. Inhale, open it up. And exhale out. Take a flat back inhale. On your exhale, take your hands around your ankles and just fold over here. Now for this variation, dangle the crown of your head. So just let it shake yes or no. Maybe draw little circles with the crown of your head. Really let your head and neck relax. Good, and then come to a flat back on your next inhale. And you're gonna just take a little lunge side to side, little Tadasana. So lower down to one side. Maybe bring your arm on the inside, again, that tricep, inner thigh connection, and inhale, reach up. And then exhale, come through center, and we'll come all the way to the second side. Again, connect, and then expand. Inhale up. Exhale, back to center. Take wide legs for an inhale. This time on your exhale, second prasarita set, just bring your hands wherever you can find them on the mat. And if you can bring them in line with your feet or close to it, you can practice chaturanga arms and bringing the crown of your head to the mat. Now we're not going to press up here. Of course, if straddle, tripod headstand is part of your practice, you could pause this video and go ahead and take that. But right now I just want you to push your hands into the mat, draw your shoulders down the back, watch the tendency to splay the elbows out, so hug them in so that they're parallel to your shoulders.
Good, one more breath here. And on your exhale, press back up. Good, and then come onto your knees, and I'll show you where we're going. So for tripod headstand and Bakasana options, if you have that block, you might really enjoy having it at the front of your space. And I want you to start by just taking your fingertips right on the crown of your head there. Feel the true crown of your head. One thing that can happen, I've noticed I have to fix my hair because ponytails can definitely get in the way. One thing that can happen if we don't really check in with the true crown of our head is we can think it's our hairline. And the thing you want to be very conscious of when practicing headstand is protecting and honoring your cervical spine, which means your neck. So shoulder strength, yes. Core strength, yes. Sushumna Nadi, we're inverting it, turning it upside down. If this is not a regular part of your practice, I definitely recommend practicing it against the wall. Of all of the inversions, headstand is the one you never want to kick up into. Never kick into a headstand. It's a press. So that's what we're going to work today. So I want you to come into tripod. We're going to play with that. So hand shoulder width apart. And you'll come into your low crouch here. And then again, you're going to feel that tricep inner thigh connection. So come on up, kind of like your crow. And if it feels better to you, you could push the crown of your head onto the mat first. So why don't we start there? Let's just put crown of the head down. I'm gonna tuck my shirt in so you can still hear me. And then press up, and you can even take a little pike here. And walk your hips until they really feel like they're over your shoulders. And then you can take inner thigh to tricep and find your tripod. And for some of you, that might be plenty. If you feel like you want to play more, this is the next step, is finding your hips over shoulders, knees to chest, and just feeling that balance there. This is a lot, okay? So if you've never done this before and you feel like this is what you're working on, that's perfect. The next step is to slowly press your legs to the sky. Always remember to breathe. Tailbone draws toward the heels. Open your frontal hip points. Ideally 5 breaths here. And then to come out, you're going to slowly bring knees to chest. And you can come down or press back into tripod and come back up. Okay, and to come out, I just want you to play with embryo pose. So bring your forehead onto the mat and wrap your arms behind you. So that's one variation, and that's a lot. So again, if that's new to you, I want you to really make sure you're working with shoulder stability and core strength. Also, open hamstrings are essential. So if any of those are challenging for you, come against a wall and work on it. And please, if you're feeling like you don't have the ability to press, just keep practicing. Believe in the practice. It will come. Okay, so one more variation, and then we're going to wind it down. The next variation would be to play with headstand, tripod headstand into Bakasana. And again, the block for your forehead is an option. I prefer to work without it, which is why I keep sliding it away. But here we go. So you're going to start with crow pose. The tricky thing for me is that my crow pose typically has slightly narrower hands than my tripod headstand does. So I always find when I transition down, I want to come out of it and wobble a little bit, like adjust myself. So just kind of see how that works for you. So we're going to come into crow. And again, play with the block underneath your forehead if you're still playing there. So you got your Bakasana, and then you just tuck and then thunk. And you find that sense of control. Pressing up. Finding your inversion. Try to stay there as though you're gazing over the horizon of a beach sunset. And stay really peaceful, calm in the mind. And when you're ready to come out, you'll come back the same way you came. And then
Press up. Back to Malasana. And then rest. Lengthen the crown of your head. Shoulders down your back. Draw your tailbone down. Take a deep breath in. Good, and then exhale, just come to sit here. And we'll take soles of the feet together, knees wide apart for Badakanasana. So shoulders down the back, deep breath in. And exhale, lengthen forward. And then just let yourself round over any amount. And if you had your block could go underneath your forehead if you have more time, just for a restorative option to rest your head. You can also have arms out by your sides here. Breathing fluidly, filling yourself with breath, giving yourself permission to slow it all down. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, lengthen your left leg forward. Inhale, sweep your right arm up. Exhale, Janu Shavasana, lengthen forward. You might take hold of your shin. You could have hands on either side of your leg. Lengthen forward for an inhale, and exhale, forward fold. One more breath here. Deep breath in, opening the back body as well as the hamstrings. Exhale completely. And then inhale, lift it up. Exhale, take that knee forward, and we'll switch it out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lengthen forward, and then hand around outer foot, shin, or both hands. And exhale, lengthen your navel forward, crown of the head towards your foot, and round over. Breath in. And breath out. And then inhale, sweep it up, draw outer thigh in, bring it forward. Good, and we're gonna just roll onto the back and finish right here. If you have anything to place over your eyes, you wanna turn your lights down, go ahead and do that now. And just roll yourself slowly onto your back. Good, and then just hug one knee to your chest. So right knee in, little wind relieving pose, melt the low back down, reach your standing leg, your standing heel forward. Good, and exhale, just come into a gentle supine twist. So just draw your knee across the body and reach across. Maybe close your eyes and slow your breath down there. And so just recognize that when we work toward a specific posture, it's really the journey to get there that is the practice. It's the journey. It's not so much whether you nail the posture itself or not. It's how you approach it. It's how you speak to yourself while you're doing it. It's how you react to the challenge, to the discomfort, to the fear. And so if inversions are particularly challenging for you, and maybe inversions are just not for you, if you have any neck issues, shoulder issues, any issues with eyesight, or even neurological issues, handstand might not be your thing. So always recognize what it is that serves you and what you can let go of. And the more consistently you approach your practice, the more you really start to tune into that awareness. Come into your supine twist, second side when you're ready. Just slowing your breath down. Letting your chest open. Just feeling the length of your spine here. And then inhale, come back to center. And exhale, settle yourself into your final Shavasana. If you have something to cover your eyes, you'll stay. Let your hands fall open. Let your toes melt open. Let your belly soften. Soften your face, your jaw, your throat, your tongue. Really just allow yourself to surrender to this moment. Recognizing the freedom of releasing control of the outer world. All of the things that we do not have control of, just let them go. Also recognizing that this ability to practice, to come to our mat, allows us a sense of empowerment, allows us something we can manage, we can control. We get to carve out that time, demand from our lives that we have that time and space to create sanctuary for our lives, for our practice, to integrate the body with the mind and the spirit, and especially with the heart. Stay here for as long as you like. I'm so delighted that you've taken this time to join me for this practice, this beautiful practice. Please take several breaths and wake up slowly. So when you arise, be sure to roll onto one side, sit slowly, maybe in meditation, and then when you roll up your mat, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.